What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Taste Like Music. Jason and Joe here. Prince Week, side three. Today we're talking about Super Bowl halftime shows. Prince, of course, did a very memorable one, considered one of the best of all time by a lot of people. So we're gonna do a tier list ranking of Super Bowl halftime shows. Also, timely in that they just announced that the next halftime headliner will be Kendrick Lamar in 2025. So good timing all around. So yeah, we're gonna do that. So if you go back to the very beginning of the Super Bowl, a lot of the halftime shows back then were like marching bands, and then they started doing like weird themed ones and Disney ones, and I think there was a Peanuts one at some point. So we're not doing all those. We're gonna start with Michael Jackson's 1993 halftime show, which is considered like the beginning of the modern halftime show. We'll start with that one. We'll go chronologically. That is the 1993 Super Bowl. It's the 92-93 season. You've got the Bills and Cowboys. Iconic. MJ just standing there holding his pose for what felt like an eternity. Where you got this one at?
I think it has to be an A tier just based on its influential. It kind of changed the way that the Super Bowl was marketed, the halftime show. It just, you know, as much as, a band like Kiss would have been sweet to see in the 70s headlining the show. We never got that. So Michael Jackson was what we got in 93, and he started the trend of getting the big giant pop stars. Not the greatest set list, a little too much of the later period Michael Jackson. You got Billie Jean, but then you got Black or White, We Are the World, Heal the World. Still a little too, safe, which is a theme for the halftime show, but I think A at least.
I think it's S.
Hmm.
The showmanship. I'm not sure that there's a better one even. So we'll see.
Yeah,
Going
an
through.
S.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Started S for starting Super Bowl.
All right, so that is sort of credited with kicking off the modern era and like bigger names and stuff like that. Immediately after it, though, there's still a couple like weird ones. The very following year, we get a country themed one, Cowboys Bills again. We got Clint Black, Tanya Tucker, Travis Tritt, and the Judds, Rockin' Country Sunday.
This is a weird one, especially after Michael Jackson. They must have like already had this like scheduled, and they didn't realize that Michael Jackson was going to change the whole world. So you get Clint Black, Tanya Tucker, Travis Tritt, and the Judge. And were these big songs even? Like I guess I'm not up to date on the 90s country, but I don't remember like any of these songs
Well,
ever
country's always weird in that they have massive songs that
you just never hear.
people
Yeah.
never hear, and like yeah, like quintuple platinum selling albums by like artists that you would never expect. So yeah, they're big, but maybe not with everybody.
Yeah, I'd probably go like a B on this.
I would say C probably
Mm,
for a
mm.
country one. Then we get a weird little Patti LaBelle, Indiana Jones, Teddy Pendergrass, Tony Bennett, Miami Sound Machine, Arturo Sandoval, just a complete uh hodgepodge. This one produced by Disney.
This one was like an advertisement for an Indiana Jones ride. This is like Pirates of the Caribbean. Before Disney had the idea to just make movies about them, they did Super Bowl halftime shows. So what you get is a really weird hodgepodge of people doing sort of a stilted, forgettable act.
Yeah, this is a D. I forgot to say that Super Bowl was the Chargers and the 49ers.
Bad Super Bowl too.
Then we get a better Super Bowl. We got the Cowboys and the Steelers. Steelers losing though. Diana Ross is the halftime show, produced by Radio City Music Hall.
I think this was a pretty good performance, but my big problem with the Super Bowl halftime shows usually is you get like a bunch of snippets of songs. Like you never ever get a whole song. And I think maybe there's just too many snippets on this one. There's stuff in the name of love, you keep me hanging on, baby love, you can't hurry love. What do fools fall in love? Chain reaction, reach out and touch somebody's hand. Ain't no mountain high enough. I will survive and take me higher. That's a lot to cram into like 12 minutes, maybe, of actual music. So a little rushed, but I thought it was a pretty good overall performance, but I don't know. It's probably like a B, B plus.
I'd probably just keep it and see. It still doesn't feel like the true beginning. It takes a while before the halftime shows really feel like they do now, like the big like production,
The spectacle,
the
not quite there
spectacle.
back then.
Yeah. Then we got Super Bowl 31, Patriots, Packers. We got the Blues Brothers headlining, along with ZZ Top, James Brown, and Catherine Cryer giving a news intro.
I don't know. This one was for the new movie, Blues Brothers 2000, that was going to come out or coming out. So John Belushi was dead, so they got Jim
Jim
Belushi and John
Belushi, yeah.
Goodman. Yeah. So I don't know. This one, another one that's like really stilted and awkward, and I don't think the Blues Brothers are quite big enough to headline a halftime show. But I seem to remember the actual like music being decent and the atmosphere, but I don't know. It's probably like a C or D.
Yeah, probably a yeah, probably a C. Next we've got Super Bowl 32, the Packers and the Broncos this time. I don't know if I saw most of these live. I watch most of the Super Bowls usually. This one, I am pretty positive that I had like a late night indoor soccer game during the Super Bowl, and I missed this and didn't see it live. But you got a little bit of like an R&B theme kind of going on. Boys to Men, Smokey Robinson, Martha Reeves, Temptations, Queen Latifah, and that Grambling State University marching band.
Was a great set list. Get ready, can't help myself, tracks my tears, my girl, heat wave, paper, Motown Philly, song for mama, dancing in the street. Great set list. I don't seem to remember being that impressed with the performance. It's been a long time since I've seen this one. It does not stand out as like a great performance by anyone. Kind of just too much of a hodgepodge of different things that don't really go together that well. Was this like a Philadelphia thing? Like I don't
It's
even
a
understand.
salute to Motown's 40th anniversary,
Okay,
which
sure.
is interesting that would be the lineup then. I mean, I understand that those are all Motown artists, but
Then you close it with Motown Philly, song for mama. Then you get everyone together for dancing in the street. Kind of just doesn't work. I'm going with a C just on the set list.
yeah, I agree. See, and then we got a very weird one. This is Super Bowl 33. Defending champion Broncos are back, this time against the Falcons. And we've got Gloria Estefan, Stevie Wonder, Big Bad Voodoo Daddy, and Savion Glover.
That's the last time we'll ever hear of Big Bad Voodoo Daddy. Can't believe they were ever big enough to get onto a Super Bowl halftime show.
They
That's
opened it too. They were out there first.
yeah.
But
Other than that, I don't recall much being notable about this one. Like, I mean, I love Stevie Wonder and everything, but I don't remember really anything about it. I don't know. I feel like I would if it was like really good.
yeah, the sequencing of the track, like the set list, is so weird. Like having Big Bad Voodoo Daddy start it with Go Daddy O, and then going into Sir Duke, and then you get a couple Stevie Wonder songs, and then you get Gloria Estefan doing Oh Yeah and Turn the Beat Around. It's seems completely backwards. Like, why isn't Stevie closing this thing out with Sir Duke rather than yeah, it's just weird.
Weird. I guess I'm trying to think back. I think I was at my friend's cook's house, maybe. So I may not have been paying that much attention to the halftime show, probably doing something else. I'll
Watching.
go B just because of Stevie Wonder. I can't rate anything Stevie Wonder's ever done lower than a B.
I'm gonna stay in C territory for that.
It's fair. I can't.
Super Bowl 34. What is this one? Is this the Rams and the Titans one? I think so. Uh,
Greatest show on turf, baby. LA Rams. No, sorry, St. Louis Rams back then.
the theme of this one is called Tapestry of Nations, another Disney produced one. Phil Collins, Christina Aguilera, Enrique Iglesias, Tony Braxton, an 80-person choir, Georgia State University, and Edward James Olmos narrating.
Seem to remember this one just really sucking. I think this might be the worst. Bunch of bad songs. As much as I love Phil Collins, he couldn't save this. And he doesn't even get his like good songs out there either. Um, like where's the his song from Tarzan? Like where's You'll Be in My Heart? He doesn't even get to sing that one. Like that's his Disney song. This is a Disney produced halftime show. We get two worlds, not You'll Be in My Heart. What the hell? This one's like an F. I think this is probably the worst one.
Yeah, and how is it a tapestry of nations? We've got a British person, American. I don't know where Enrique's from, but he's Latin American. Tony Braxton, American. And they're all doing what, Disney songs?
Yeah, it's stupid.
All right. And then we get one of I think the maybe the weirdest one of all. This is the Ravens, not Ravens Giants Super Bowl. Super Bowl 35. It's called The Kings of Rock and Pop, produced by MTV. Aerosmith and NSYNC are like the headliners, and then you also have Britney Spears, Mary J. Blige, and Nelly, with a pre-recorded intro sketch with Ben Stiller, Adam Sandler, Chris Rock, Aerosmith, and NSYNC.
Yeah, this was a weird one. This felt like the modern Super Bowl halftime show era.
This
This
is
was
the
the first
beginning for
one.
me. Yeah, this is really where they ratchet up the production, I think.
Yeah, way more produced. It was the first one to have fans like standing all around with all the fake like cheering and stuff. Um, and it just felt odd to see Aerosmith with NSYNC. Um, some good songs. I mean, I love Bye Bye Bye, and it's gonna be me. But then like Aerosmith comes on for Jaded, and then they do Walk This Way with Britney Spears and Nelly and Mary J. Blige. And yeah, it's just a really bizarre halftime show. I think though at the time I was pretty impressed.
It gets brought up a lot as one of the best. Like, it's often considered like top tier. I think
Hmm.
it's so awkward and weird. Mary J. Blige just looks like she doesn't know what she's doing. Like she doesn't even know why she's there. It's just so strange to me. I think it's like a D.
I would say B.
All right. After that, we got the Rams and the Patriots Super Bowl. U2 tribute to those killed in the September 11th attacks. Uh, Produced by Clear Channel Entertainment.
Yeah, I mean, U2 was tasked with bringing the nation together after September 11th tragedy, and I think they did a pretty good job. I seem to remember this one being pretty emotional. U2 was flying high at the time, still riding All That You Can't Leave Behind, which was probably still winning Grammy Awards. And I seem to remember them, no, the songs might have been like almost full length, if I'm remembering
It's
correctly.
only a 3-song set list.
Yeah, which was cool. And I thought they did a pretty good performance. It doesn't have the spectacle because it is sort of a tribute. Um, so it was more emotional than spectacular. So I'd say like a B. It was the start of the Patriots dynasty though, which sucked. So I don't know, maybe like a C. That was a terrible Super Bowl for everybody.
Yeah, I am a fan of like full songs and doing the whole thing instead of a medley. I'm just not a big U2 fan, so it's probably C for me. Next up, we've got what to me is like the forgotten year in the NFL, like how these two teams made it to the Super Bowl and how this was a halftime show, one that I barely remember. Raiders Buccaneers is the strangest Super Bowl of all time to me.
It was the year of Rich Gannon.
Yeah. And then you got Shania Twain and No Doubt.
Yeah, Shania Twain pre-recorded her vocals, and that was a big scandal.
Sting came out and did Message in a Bottle with No Doubt. I'm not a big fan of just like smashing together artists of different genres just to like have more appeal to different. It's like let's get Shania Twain to do it, but let's make sure we don't alienate people that don't like country. Let's also get No Doubt, but let's get an older like rock guy too, just to make sure we got all the bases covered. It's my least favorite thing that the halftime shows do. Um, and like I said, this one's just pretty forgettable. So, uh,
This one kind of killed Shania's career, apparently. She was riding pretty high still at this point. I mean, she had just multi-platinum after multi-platinum.
yeah,
Then after this one, she got overshadowed by Sting and No Doubt, and she was supposed to be the headliner, I guess. So she did not come off as like the main attraction. And it was just a crummy, pretty much all around show. So I'd go a D, maybe an
yeah,
F.
I think it's a D. Then we get Carolina Panthers and the New England Patriots. And this is Nipplegate. We got Janet Jackson and, of course, Justin Timberlake. I don't know if people even remember all the other people that performed in this halftime show. P. Diddy, Nelly, Kid Rock, and Jessica Simpson as well.
This one was a wild one.
Produced by MTV and sponsored by AOL Top Speed.
I believe this is the last time MTV would get their grubby mitts on a halftime show. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, Nipplegate didn't go over well. I thought everything was pretty good up until then. I think it was a decently successful uh conglomeration of pop stars of the time. It was fun, good spectacle, but then Nipplegate happened, and that's the only thing that anyone will ever remember or talk about for this Super Bowl halftime performance.
Maybe that's for the best because you have Kid Rock and P. Diddy there.
That's true. That's true. I forgot they are canceled as hell. And kind of Justin Timberlake is canceled a little bit too.
A little bit. Half
So
canceled.
yeah, so maybe it's for the best that Nipplegate is the big thing about this one.
Although that's part of why he's canceled.
One of many things. I would go, I don't know, it's tough. This one is going to be talked about forever, but probably like a C.
Yeah, maybe even worse. I watched this one live and I missed the nipple. I must have blinked or something, but I didn't see it.
They cut away real quick.
Yeah. I'll say C too, I guess, but that might be generous. All right, then that makes them decide to go the other direction. They decide to play it safer with the halftime shows, less modern pop, more of like the old time classic rock legacy acts. Super Bowl 39, we get Patriots Eagles. Paul McCartney does the halftime show. Four song set. Drive My Car, Get Back, Live and Let Die, Hey Jude. It's a good one, I think.
Rates pretty highly on my list. I think he did a really good job. I think the performances were good, the songs were good. Yeah, I mean, after Nipplegate, they just went safe, just completely turned back the clock. This would be boomer music if you talked about it now. So, I mean, obviously, it's way better than anything that came before it as far as like song and performance wise. So, I'm gonna go an A for Paul McCartney.
I'll go S. The next year, Super Bowl 40, we've got the Steelers back in it, winning it this time against the Seahawks. Rolling Stones are the halftime show. Uh, three-song set list. Start Me Up, their new single at the time, Rough Justice, and then I Can't Get No Satisfaction.
And I seem to remember this one being pretty good. Again, very safe. There's nothing super interesting about it, but the songs were all very solid. And it was a good performance. Probably a little bit of a step down from McCartney, but I think I still have to go A.
Yeah, that's an A for me too. Then we get Prince. The reason we're doing this week, Super Bowl 51. This is the Colts Bears Super Bowl. He does a pretty long set, a bunch of songs. He opens with the We Will Rock You. Then he gets into some of his stuff. Let's Get Crazy. He does Baby I'm a Star. Then he does Proud Mary, 1999, All Along the Watchtower, Best of You by the Foo Fighters, and closes with Purple Rain.
Yeah, the this Super Bowl was very lame, although it was Peyton Manning's first win, so that was nice for him. But Prince totally stole the whole show, stole the whole Super Bowl. The best performance of all time, easily. Purple Rain in the Rain. You can't beat that moment. Really interesting song selection. He did a lot of covers, which is kind of odd, but I thought they all worked really well. Even his Best of You, which who does a Foo Fighters cover at the Super Bowl? That is really mind-blowing, but I thought he did a great job with it. And then closing out with Purple Rain, just soloing in the rain. S plus.
Regular S for me. But yeah, it's really good. I like the big wavy silhouette was pretty cool with it. That guitar pushing the envelope there a little with that silhouette. Only a couple years after Nipplegate. Surprised he got away with it. The next year, 2008, Super Bowl 52. This is the Giants Patriots. The first time that the Giants would beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl. Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. Four-song set list: American Girl, I Won't Back Down, Free Fallin', and Running Down a Dream.
Another meat and potatoes kind of performance, but four great songs, well played. The Patriots lost, probably the greatest Super Bowl I can remember, because this was their undefeated season, and the fact that they lost was so awesome. And I think I was pretty happy with the way the Super Bowl was going at the time, so I was pretty into Tom Petty's performance. I was in a good mood. So another A for me.
Yeah, it's borderline S. I'll go A also. Springsteen and the E Street Band. This is another Steelers Super Bowl. Steelers Cardinals. Steelers win. I mean, there was a run there of like 3 or 4 years in a row where the games were just incredible. That Patriots Giants game was amazing, and then this game was incredible as well. 10th Avenue Freeze Out, Born to Run, Working on a Dream, which was his new single, and then Glory Days.
Yeah, I remember liking this one a lot. Obviously, the Steelers were in the Super Bowl, and that was huge. So already running on a lot of adrenaline. And I remember Springsteen, just really solid performance across the board, good song selection. Um, an A high A for me. I know you hate Springsteen, so
Yeah, it's probably like a B for me.
B for Springsteen's pretty good. Must be
Yeah,
that Steelers bump.
yeah, it's a Steelers bump for sure. Then we got Saints Colts. The Who, Pinball Wizard, Baba O'Reilly. Who are you? See Me, Feel Me won't get fooled again.
This one marked the end of the Boomers being the halftime show. I don't know if it
Mm,
was because of the Who, but I think people were kind of tired and they had pretty much just put out everyone that was still huge enough to be in the Super Bowl halftime show at this point. Um, so I think there was a little bit of griping when the Who got on there. And I seem to remember their performance being good, but I mean, they were very much past their primes at this point as performers. Still solid, but a step down for sure after Bruce and Tom Petty and Prince and the Stones and McCartney. So probably like a B,
yeah,
generous B.
it's a B. And then they turn away from the Boomers and go way too far the other direction, in my opinion. They go to the Black Eyed Peas. This is another Steelers Super Bowl, one that we lost. Steelers Packers. You also had Usher and Slash, and then yeah, marching band and drill team and all that stuff. Uh, I thought this was horrible. Maybe the worst of all time is an F for me. I think it's really bad.
F, wow. Yeah, I can live with an F. I don't remember much. I just remember being upset after we got this run of classic rock artists. Then we have to deal with the Black Eyed Peas, who are terrible and have never written a good song. So it's tough when they got out there on stage, especially during a Steelers Super Bowl. So yeah, I think F with the addition of the Steelers losing an F Super Bowl and a F Super Bowl halftime performance.
Probably the reason we lost, honestly. And
Definitely,
yeah,
100%.
Fergie singing "Sweet Child of Mine," no good.
That may be the all-time low as far as Super Bowl like songs go that I can remember.
Super Bowl. I think work on my Roman numerals. 40. What is that?
What do you
46.
what do you think?
Madonna headlining Giants Patriots. This is the second time the Giants beat the Patriots. This was an interesting one. Madonna, Nicki Minaj, and MIA were like the big trio of sort of headliners, but you also had LMFAO and Cirque du Soleil and CeeLo Green showed up, a bunch of drum lines and schools and stuff involved. 200-person choir of Indianapolis locals. She did Vogue and music into the party rock anthem and Sexy and I Know It. Give Me All Your Lovin' with Nicki Minaj and MIA. Open Your Heart and Express Yourself with CeeLo. Like a Prayer, also with CeeLo.
I don't really remember caring much about this halftime show. I imagine I watched it, but I don't remember anything. I don't remember CeeLo Green being such an integral part of it. I find that odd. Like MIA being there was like she was there for like 10 seconds. Same with Nicki Minaj. I don't know, kind of pointless, but better than the Black Eyed Peas.
Oh, yeah.
And the Patriots lost, so I gotta go with a B.
Probably a C for me. I was into that single at the time, though. Give Me All Your Lovin'. Kind of like that song.
Hmm.
Then we got the Ravens Niners Super Bowl. This is the one where the lights went out, not during the halftime show, but during the game. This is Beyonce and the Destiny's Child reunion at the halftime show.
Yeah, this is a big deal. Destiny's Child reuniting. Maybe the first time in 10 years, 11 years, 12 years. And this was right, I think was this before or after her self-titled one? I think it was before. That could be. Yeah, it was before self-titled, after four. But mostly she just played her hits. Crazy in Love, Baby Boy, Bootylicious, Single Ladies. She brought Destiny's Child out for Independent Women Part One and Bootylicious and Single Ladies, I guess they were there for two. Not my favorite Beyonce set list, but I thought she was pretty good. And Destiny's Child reuniting, I don't care at all, but I think that was a pretty big deal. So I'd probably go with like a B on it. I think it was pretty good, pretty solid.
I would probably go C on it. Better than her next Super Bowl halftime appearance, but yeah, yeah, it's all right. Broncos, Seahawks, Bruno Mars headlining with Red Hot Chili Peppers. This is exactly what I'm talking about. You feel like your headliner isn't appealing to a broad enough audience, so you pull in uh, a rock band, and it's just the worst combination.
I remember Bruno Mars being good. I think he's a very good singer. Not a great set list though. And Red Hot Chili Peppers doing Give It Away. Completely the wrong song to pick to pair with Bruno Mars. I have no idea why they would pick that one. It's forced, it's stilted. I don't know. It's like a D.
Yeah, I'll
Maybe.
get D. D is fair.
Okay.
Okay, next up we got the Patriots and the Seahawks. This is Katy Perry. You also have Lenny Kravitz, Missy Elliott, Arizona State University Sun Devil Marching Band. This, of course, is the Left Shark Super Bowl.
Yeah, anytime the Patriots win a Super Bowl is a pretty bad year. This one I remember had really impressive set design and really good, like the animatronic lion and stuff, and the dancing I thought was really good with the weird like chess pieces dancing around. However, Katy Perry is a terrible singer, and the fact that I mean, she should have just pre-recorded her vocals completely because she sounded really rough. Um, but it was a fun performance. I thought it was probably one of the better like pop star ones. So probably like a B. Yeah, I think B is solid. She just can't sing that. She's a terrible singer.
I agree with all your points, but it's a C for me. More fun than good, but not bad. Good production. Then we've got Super Bowl 50. This is who was this? Broncos Panthers. This was a rare Super Bowl that I didn't watch at all. I did watch the halftime show though, like the next day. Oof. Coldplay, Beyonce, Bruno Mars, Mark Ronson. Ugh. This was a really bad one, I thought. Coldplay was big enough at the time, they could have just carried it themselves. I don't know why they had to force all this other stuff into it. I think it just was awkward. And once the others started joining, Coldplay looked awkward and out of place, and I don't know. It was weird. Don't like it.
Yeah, this is like a smorgasbord. There's way too many tracks. Coldplay was dwarfed, I think, in popularity at that time by Beyonce and Bruno Mars. And nobody knows who Mark Ronson is or what he looks like. They know what he does, but didn't matter that he was there. But Beyonce, I mean, and Bruno Mars are what, especially in 2016, 10, 20 times more popular than Coldplay, who was kind of on the downward slope, I think, with all their stupid conscious, unconscious coupling albums. So yeah, this one was a really stupid idea in general, to have all these people out there. So it's like a D.
All right. The next year was the stupid comeback game, Falcons Patriots. But the halftime show was Lady Gaga, had her coming down from the rafters, top of the stadium, flying in.
Hell of a
Uh, yeah, I think it was a good, yeah, it was a good performance and a good halftime show.
Yeah, I think this was the best halftime show that wasn't Prince or I don't know, somebody with a really great old school classic rock sound. I think this is the best pop performance of anybody. Lady Gaga, great performer. She's a very good singer. The choreography, the set design, the concept, I think was all really good. So I would put this at an A.
I mostly agree. I do think it's one of, if not the best pop halftime show. How much do I like these songs? It's probably just a B for me. 52, Super Bowl 52. This is the Eagles and the Patriots. I was in Philly for this one. This was crazy time. I was working during this Super Bowl. Yeah, this was Justin Timberlake. The return of Justin Timberlake. And just Justin Timberlake and the University of Minnesota marching band.
Yeah, you got a bunch of Justin Timberlake songs, some good hits, some good stuff. Rock Your Body and Sexy Back and My Love and Cry Me a River. And I guess it was not right after Prince died, but close enough that they had a snippet of I Would Die for You and a pre-recorded video of Prince. So that was cool, but I don't know. With Justin Timberlake, this was like before Man of the Woods. I don't know why he was chosen at this point. Maybe, I don't know. Can't Stop the Feeling? Was that the reason why he was chosen? He was big because of the Trolls movie?
It was big, yeah. 2020 experience was, well, I guess that was like 5 years earlier.
Yeah. So I don't know. He hadn't done anything in a while other than Can't Stop the Feeling, but I guess that was big enough to get him to represent Minneapolis, Minnesota in Super Bowl 52.
Because I think it was like a Nipplegate peace offering, even though they would never extend that to Janet. What did you say which tier it was?
Uh, I like Justin Timberlake, so I'm gonna go B.
I'll say C. Super Bowl 53 is Patriots Rams. This is 2019. This is the Maroon 5 halftime show with Travis Scott and Big Boy. This is another one of the worst ever, I think. Just really bad. And Adam Levine just looking like a complete douche with his shirt off, and it's
Yeah,
bad.
this what did you say was the worst one? Because this is the worst one. This is definitely the worst one.
I
Maroon
said
5.
Black Eyed Peas was the worst.
I think this is even worse. And even though I like maybe a couple of Maroon 5 songs from their debut album, everything after that was horrible. And they're just such douches. I think the only good part of the whole, well, you had Big Boy, so he was there a couple. That was okay. They did reference Sweet Victory from SpongeBob SquarePants, so that was pretty cool. But that was the only good thing.
It's weird because if you look at the songs they did like their better songs. Like if I had to pick Maroon 5 songs that didn't absolutely drive me crazy, these would be the ones I would choose. Harder to Breathe, This Love, She Will Be Loved, Sugar. I mean, those are all okay as far as Maroon 5 songs go. And it's still so bad. Like they couldn't even do their best material justice.
No, probably an F. Let's just go F.
Yeah, it's F. Oh man, this one's really bad too. I forgot about this one. This one is the Chiefs and the Niners, Shakira and JLo with Bad Bunny, J Balvin, and M.A. Muniz. I remember people being kind of into this one and being like, oh, good for JLo still has it at this age. But I cannot stand Shakira. I think she's got one of the worst voices of all time. I can't believe she's a professional singer. It's enough for me too.
I love Shakira, but this was a bad Super Bowl performance by everybody. I'm gonna go D though, because it was better than Black Eyed Peas and Maroon 5.
Okay, the next Super Bowl. This is the Chiefs and the Bucks, the Tom Brady return. The Weekend. This was the weird kind of like COVID one too. So he was like in this mirrored set running around. I actually thought it was cool. I liked it. I liked the Weekend's voice. I thought the songs were cool. I know a lot of people did not like this one though.
I thought it was good. I mean, for what they had to do and the limitations from COVID. I'm not a huge fan of The Weeknd's music, but I think all of his singles are pretty darn catchy. I think he's a good performer, and it was interesting. And yeah, I'd probably go B on it, maybe B plus.
Yeah, I'd say B plus. It's close to an A for me. Then we get the West Coast rap one. Dre, Snoop, Eminem, Mary J. Blige, Kendrick Lamar, Rams, and Bengals. I mean, I'm not a fan of hip hop, so it's tough. Plus, these West Coast Super Bowls where it's just like broad daylight out, I think you lose a little something. I think all of those West Coast ones just kind of don't hit quite as hard. I think the Coldplay one suffers from that too, just being out there in broad daylight. So yeah, for me, it's like a C-ish.
Yeah, that's a good point about the West Coast ones. I never really thought about that, but there's not much gravitas when it's like straight out in the daylight. And I don't know. Having all the amount of expletives that they had to delete or change the words around, change the lyrics for all these songs, just nuts. But I love the song selection. Next episode, California Love, In the Club, Family Affair, All Right, Forgot About Dre, Lose Yourself, Still Dre. That's a hell of a set list if it was like a real, actual like, concert or something. But having it during the Super Bowl halftime show, it just doesn't work with these artists. And so it's like a C.
Then we've got Rihanna. This is Chiefs Eagles. I don't know. I thought this one was really bad.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I don't like her music that much, and I didn't think the production was interesting really. She was just kind of like walking around. I don't know. I thought it was boring. I'd go
Well,
D
she
on
was
it.
pregnant, so
She
that
was. She was.
probably uh yeah, limited the amount of swinging around and, you know, crazy stuff that they could do. I like this one, but there's way too many songs crammed into not enough time. So you never really got like into any of the songs. They kept changing it up. And I mean, I like Rihanna's singles, but they just didn't work that great, I think, in the context. So I think she's a good performer and singer, though, but I don't think I can go higher than a C on this.
Then we've got Chiefs Niners. This is the Usher one with Alicia Keys, Jermaine Dupri, her, Will.i.am, Lil Jon Lucas, Sonic Boom of the South. This is an example of one where I don't care for the music really of any of these artists, but I thought the production was pretty cool. The whole roller skating thing was pretty wild. Yeah, probably a C for me.
This one ruled. Usher rules. You can really tell that he's singing it, which is great because he's like sweating and like catching his breath through the whole performance. He's a great performer. I thought the songs were great. I'm going all the way to S with this one. It's my second
Whoa.
favorite after Prince. Just the
Holy
spectacle of the
shit.
songs, everything. Yeah, I'm going S. Ursher, baby.
And that is it. That brings us up to present day. Super Bowl 59 will be Kendrick Lamar's in February, February 9th. So we'll have to wait until then to see where that lands. Let us know how you rank these halftime shows. Let us know, especially where you put Prince's, since it is Prince Week here on the channel. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, hit the bell. Check the video description for Patreon and merch. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.